You have this thumb screw under here. $29. If you're looking at other moped style e-bikes and it doesn't have pedals, not an electric bike. Nice bike. If you want to hit the high speeds, you just need to spin the legs nice and easy like this. I think that's where they took some of their learnings from the electric side. This is the all-new Juiced Scrambler Hardtail, and it aims to beat any moped-style e-bike at its price. It's also the first release from the new owners at Juiced. So, have they delivered? In this review, I'll walk you through everything you need to know. I'll briefly touch on the hardtail versus the full suspension because there's a few finer details that you might want to know about. Then I'll walk through all the components. Then we'll test out the performance. We'll see how this motor does up our hill climb test. And finally, I'll wrap it up with key considerations because let's be honest, this is a brand new e-bike from basically a brand new company with new owners. But before all that, let's take a closer look. Let's jump right into what people care about, and that is the motor and the battery. Powering the Juiced Scrambler is a 1,764 watt peak rear hub motor pushing 90 newton meters of torque, and that motor is powered by a massive battery. You have this thumb screw under here, and there it is, 52 volt, 19.2 amp hours. Keyhole on the left. Turn to the right to partially release. Then pull the keys out so you can pull out the battery. The battery is certified to UL2271. The entire bike's electronics are certified to UL2849. Charger port and power button on the left side. And yes, there's an access hole. You can get an idea of the current charge by hitting this button. This battery is so big, it requires our large battery bag. You can get yours at shop.ebikeescape.com, as well as other high quality e-bike accessories. Now to get the battery back in, slide it into place, and it helps to lift up on the battery, and you're good to go. There's the 30 amp controller. I love that it's so easy to access. We'll tighten the seat back down. Now, importantly, the motor and the battery are the exact same on both the hardtail and full suspension models, which is great news because the hardtail comes in at just $16.99. Real quick, I have one favor to ask of you. If you're planning to pick up a Juiced bike, do me a favor and use our link down in the description or scan the QR code on your screen before you buy. It's free and really makes videos like this one possible. Also, you'll want to check out what free accessories Juiced is currently including. Like right now, when you pre-order, you can get a custom nameplate like I have here that says e-bike escape. Now, besides the obvious one, the full suspension having that rear shock, there are some key differences. The full suspension model features a chain tensioner to accommodate that rear suspension travel. Both, yes, are single speeds, but no chain tensioner here. You also get different tires. The full suspension rocks 4.5-inch wide tires with an even more aggressive tread pattern than found here on the hardtail. These are from Arison, 20 by 4 inches wide, though definitely still e-moped and durable tires. They're also pre-filled with slime, which is nice. But here is a big bonus on the hardtail. You already saw that this battery is hidden very nicely into the frame. The Juiced team did a really good job with this design, but on the hardtail, you can opt for a secondary battery. You can see there are additional mounting points, actually tons of them all over this bike. Even some on the rear here for perhaps the best water bottle cage on the market that's fully adjustable with a turnstile. And one small difference is the hardtail only has a cadence sensor, and the full suspension adds the option for a torque sensor. Be sure to check out that review if you're curious of the difference. The hardtail weighs in at 83 pounds, lighter than the full suspension, has a 300-pound capacity, which is also higher than the full suspension. It can accommodate riders all the way down to 4'10", up to 6'3". I'm 6 feet tall with a 32-inch inseam. My wife is 5'5". There's 3 color options on the hardtail. This is the mocha. There's 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes. They're called the Talon P4s. Juiced made this happen with their relationship with Star Union. Those are paired with 180mm rotors front and rear. And for sure, one of the highlights, something Juiced prioritized, is this front suspension fork from KKE. It's an inverted fork and offers 140mm of travel. Compression adjustment on the right, rebound at the bottom. There's a front fender and coverage in the rear, as well as protection underneath the frame. They include this front cover for the light, though you cannot install it if you'd prefer. It runs off the main battery. Rear lights as well. They go brighter when you brake, and turn signals left and right. And there's also a flashing mode, and when you brake, they go solid on, and the front flashes as well. You get nice cable management. This Juiced Bike's bar pad, which I love, brings me back to my childhood. Matching brake levers with motor cutoffs, locking Juiced grips, a right-hand thumb throttle. Next, the 5-button controls, power button in the center, turn signals left and right, and pedal assist up and down. It's a TFT display built right into the frame. They did that intentionally because younger riders tend to break displays that are on handlebars, battery capacity on top, then speed, wattage going to the motor. You have odometer. Below that, the pedal assist levels, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can turn the lights on by holding pedal assist up, and engage walk mode by holding pedal assist down. Hitting the center button will give you additional information: trip time, max speed, average speed, voltage, and back to odometer. Note there are no indicators on the screen for when the turn signals are on, though they do turn off after 20 flashes. To get into the advanced settings, hold pedal assist up and down at the same time. First, you have screen theme. You can select 2 if you'd like. This is the other option, more simplistic. We have units, screen brightness. We'll turn that all the way up. Auto off. Tire size, your class selection, 1, 2, 3, California mode or custom. And yes, you can set the top speed as low as you want. Maybe you're a parent. Speed lock, you can turn that on. And this is where you can set the code so your kid can't change the top speed. Next is pedal assist sensor, cadence or off. There's throttle, you can turn it on or off if you'd like. And you can tie the throttle to the pedal assist levels or just have full access to the throttle in any pedal assist level. We'll leave it to pedal assist limit because I think it's interesting to talk about in the first person riding footage. There's air code, battery, you can see your state of charge and voltage. HMI info will show your hardware version, firmware version, and your serial number. Next is walk mode. You can turn that on or off. Lights, this is where you can set it to flashing if you'd like. Trip stats, and this is where you'd reset it. And then finally, there's exit. And that's it for the controls and display. There's an extra long saddle capable of hauling 2 riders, as my wife and I found. There's plastic pedals, a rear-mounted kickstand, mounts for pegs, and there will be some accessories that you can attach on the rear, so stay tuned for those. You get a 5-amp charger, so just 4 hours to charge this large battery up from empty. You also get a bunch of fun stickers, and finally a Juiced handlebar bag. So if you need some storage, you can attach it right here. With that, I can't wait to see how this bike performs. Let's get into our performance tests. Let's see how fast we can hit 20, 3, 2, 1, throttle only. 1,700 watts of peak power, and there's 20 miles an hour. Now remember when I showed you the advanced settings, you can change it so you have full access to the throttle in any pedal assist level, so that top speed of 20 miles per hour. Or you can limit it, so in pedal assist level 1, you just get less power. So you can have it either way you want, but it is important to show off if you do decide to limit the throttle in each pedal assist level, how it feels, and that's great from an accessibility standpoint. However, they did not limit the speed in each pedal assist level. So let me show you what it looks like in pedal assist level 1 with throttle only. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, throttle only, and now getting 860 watts, and we are just going to creep up to the top speed of 20 miles per hour, but we will still hit it. So we'll compare those times. And if you're curious, Pedal assist level 2, you get 1150 watts. Pedal assist level 3, 1438. And then pedal assist level 4, giving you the full power, 1700 watts of peak power. Also in pedal assist level 0, no access to the throttle, so something to keep in mind. That's great for someone new so they don't accidentally hit the throttle. And remember, with the custom class setting, you can set the top speed of this bike to whatever you want. I'll talk about the e-bike classes in a bit before you guys light this bike up in the comment section, because I have some thoughts. But I have it in class 3, which means we will hit a top speed of 28 miles per hour. And this being a single speed, they have to pick a gear ratio, and they've kind of optimized it for the higher end, not surprisingly. So to get started on this bike, if you want to start with pedaling, which I imagine most people won't want to do, I mean, it's just easier to hit the throttle to get started, even if you're going to pedal. But with this being geared higher, it just takes, I don't know, a half pedal stroke once you actually get that half rotation in because of the gearing for the cadence sensor to engage. But then after you're kind of going at a faster speed, the cadence sensor is extremely fast to engage. And don't worry, we are on our way to the hill climb test so we can see what the minimum speed is on this bike. So pedal assist level 1, getting just shy of 400 watts. And you'll see that this is not speed limited, meaning this is going to slowly creep me up in speed to as fast as this motor will basically take me at 400 watts. So that's what we call current limited, which means you're just getting a certain amount of power from the motor in each pedal assist level. And we are creeping up towards 20 miles per hour, slowly though. All right, pedal assist level 2, getting double that, 800 watts, 16, 17. I think this will take us over 20. And before 20, my legs start spinning a lot faster. And this is where I'm kind of ghost pedaling for sure. I mean, if I really try, I can put power on my legs, but it's pretty difficult. This is where most people are just going to want to slow their cadence so they can travel at a higher speed because, yes, the throttle is limited to 20 miles per hour. All right, pedal assist level 3. Looks like 1200 watts on the display. And yeah, ghost pedaling, 26. All right, there's 28, 29. And I have to say, when you're coasting at a faster speed, you need to be careful what your pedals are doing because the cadence sensor is so sensitive, you might accidentally engage the motor when you're actually trying to coast if you're, say, coming to a stop. So keep that in mind. But remember, you can also just turn off the cadence sensor. So then basically it's throttle only, but then if you want to spin the pedals, I guess you can. All right, pedal assist level 4, here we go. Getting that 1700 watts. Yeah, it's about 17 or 18 miles an hour is when it gets uncomfortable to pedal. Here's 28 miles an hour. And actually we're still getting power from the motor, but GPS reading 29, and the juice display does say 28. All right, let's talk about what this bike is and other, quote, e-bikes aren't. This is intended to be a true electric bike by the legal definition federally, and that means throttle will stop at 20 miles per hour. Pedaling, you can go up to 28 as a class 3 e-bike. Let's talk about the classes that you can select on this bike. So class 1, top speed of 20 miles per hour with pedal assist only. Class 2, still 20 mile per hour top speed, but adds the throttle. Class 3, the way they decided to do this is it's class 2 in the sense that the throttle stops at 20, but pedal assist up to 28. Then you have that California mode. That actually disables the throttle. That means it's a true class 3 e-bike, so only pedal assist up to 28 miles per hour. And then of course you have custom if you'd like. And you can lock down that speed as well. So If you're looking at other moped style e-bikes and it doesn't have pedals, or it's a 2,000 watt nominal plus motor, not an electric bike. Nice bike. And Juiced has been extremely intentional in making this a true electric bike. Even though it looks like a lot of those other electric motorcycles on the market, this is different. Let's talk about comfort and ergonomics. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this saddle. It felt fairly firm, so I didn't know how comfortable it would be on longer rides. Now, is it the most comfortable seat? Definitely not, but it's not bad. And I know many people just won't pedal this bike. That's totally fine, but it's actually not too bad. I mean, it's not like riding a traditional diamond frame electric bike, or a step through for that matter, where you're getting that very normal bicycle pedaling feel. But you can slide back if you want to, and my knees aren't coming super high up. So for those who like to pedal, it's an option. And remember, if you want to hit the high speeds, you just need to spin the legs nice and easy like this. Love the BMX style handlebars. Grips feel good. Let's test out the brakes. All right, at this mailbox. All right, plenty of stopping power. The back tire was actually fishtailing a bit, was maybe a little too heavy on the rear brake, but it's clear they wanted to prioritize stopping power. Now, suspension-wise, I will say, having ridden the full suspension, like, you definitely off-road feel the bumps more in your upper body. I mean, probably not surprising. But what I do appreciate is, since this is a nicer front suspension fork, it actually soaks up some of the minor bumps that, say, a cheaper suspension fork wouldn't. So it adds comfort. And of course, something that I will probably do is actually run the tire pressure a little bit lower, so it's a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, very impressed with the KKE front suspension fork. The wider tires definitely give you increased confidence on the road, and you're not really worried about efficiency on a bike like this with a motor and a big battery. But let's see how it does up our hill climb test. I'll actually start from a stop. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, throttle only. This hill looks so small on the GoPro. So we'll put up the specs, and we are up to speed. And we will see what the minimum speed is. And by the way, we are going to be doing a ton of content on the Scrambler bikes, comparisons. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. 17 miles an hour. Are we going to 16? 15? This is a great time to talk about this. The motor is ridiculously quiet for the amount of power that this bike has. All right, 14 miles per hour, and I saw on the display we were pegged at 1,700 watts. So yeah, not only is this motor powerful, but it's also quiet. I mean, you'd expect a loud motor on a powerful e-bike. I think that's where they took some of their learnings from the electric side, not wanting to have a super whining motor, which I appreciate. All right, just for fun, we'll go up while pedaling. The experience is going to be about the same. All right, pedal assist level 1, 400 watts. It's actually hard to keep the pedals spinning. Let's go into pedal assist level 2. All right, some relief there. I mean, it is a cadence sensor, so it's giving me power no matter how fast I am spinning my legs. It's just a matter of keeping them spinning. All right, pedal assist level 3. All right, 1,200 watts now. I can hear the motor working a little bit now. Let's go into pedal assist level 4, get full power from the motor. With that, let's get into some third-person riding footage. I will give you the pros and cons of the Juiced Scrambler Hardtail. This was a fun one for a lot of reasons. At $16.99 for this hardtail model, the Juiced Scrambler unquestionably puts pressure on companies that have been selling moped-style e-bikes around this price point. And to be clear, this isn't aiming to be the absolute cheapest option out there. It's designed to deliver a legal moped-style ride that doesn't skimp on components. Sure, I have my recommendations for the next generation, heck, even things they could offer now, but I'll get into that. So much of the appeal in this category comes down to how the bike looks. You could say this is your run-of-the-mill moped-style e-bike, but trust me, I've seen a lot of them, and I personally think this is one of the cleanest designs. It hides that massive 52-volt 19.2 amp-hour battery very nicely without making a significant compromise on removability. By the way, that's about the max battery size they can run without getting into UL certification headaches. A topic for another day, though it is fully UL 2271 certified and the bike is certified to UL 2849. That hub motor should give most riders around 40 miles of range on throttle alone. A good rule of thumb is to double the amp hours, 19.2 in this case, to get a solid idea of a worst case range scenario. The power felt like plenty, peaking at over 1700 watts. It easily hit its 20 mile per hour throttle limit and had no problem holding me at 28 miles per hour while pedaling. By the way, we also have a review of the full suspension, so be sure to check that out if you're on the fence. It will give you a good idea of which one you might want to pick. Plus, we have a bunch of other videos that will feature these e-bikes, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The KKE inverted suspension fork on this hardtail felt great, soaking up even the smaller bumps on the road, and the Talon four-piston hydraulic disc brakes provided ample stopping power, which you absolutely need on an 83-pound e-bike. Now, I fully realize that getting this hardtail for $16.99 is phenomenal. I almost don't know what more you could ask for, but I will. Here are some of the things that I'd change if I were calling the shots at Juiced. First, while the seat comfort is perfectly fine, Juiced can refine the latch system. Ditch the thumb screw and just make it more user-friendly. I know they added some foam to cut down on the plastic frame of the seat flexing, which did work, but I just expect a more polished design on the next iteration. Second, the display. While some will appreciate the smaller, tucked away location, just know it's not easy to glance down and read the tiny text while you're cruising. For a mostly throttle-only e-bike though, maybe that's just fine. When it comes to the electronics, Juiced does include a great parent mode where you can lock the top speed between 1 and 28 miles per hour with a pin. But for those who want to pedal, I'd like full control over the power delivery in each individual pedal assist level. As it stands now, pedal assist level 1 provides a ton of power right out of the gate. Because this is meant to be a low maintenance single speed setup that maybe you're not pedaling at all, you're eventually just ghost pedaling as you creep up in speed. And same goes with throttle customization. Say you want pedal assist level 1 on throttle only to cap out at 13 miles per hour when you're just cruising around at slower speeds. I'd love to have that ability. I'm getting into personal preferences here, but I found the horn useful on the previous Juiced models. That would be a welcome addition. I'd also love to see Juiced offer a twist throttle option for those who prefer it over the thumb throttle. And finally, the reality is that Juiced is operating as a new brand. Yes, they have major backers who have proven themselves from the Electric team, but we'll just hold judgment until they prove their customer service long term, just like Lectric did. I'll add though that it is really nice to see a 3-year warranty right out of the gate. Remember, if you plan to pick up a Juiced e-bike, you can help us keep reviewing e-bikes like this one by scanning the QR code on your screen now or using our link down in the description before you buy. Thank you so much for your support. So, has Juiced delivered? Well, I challenge you to find a $16.99 moped-style e-bike with specs to match the Scrambler Hardtail. If you do, let me know in the comment section, but there's no question this is an extremely compelling option. It's fun to ride, looks great, and has components to match. Is it the next cool e-bike? I can't wait to see what happens and hear what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.